Update on Wednesday 21st April episode 199, 300 OM Adom TV. The episode starts with Suman asking Ravish to fill Sindoor and Vividha Mang. He thinks she is ready to get Sindoor applied for Atharv's sake, but I will not let her get Sindoor applied in helplessness. He makes the Sindoor fall intentionally. Suman worries. Aditi says we don't believe in superstitions, leave it. Ravish says yes. He asks Vividha to come along to talk, and they leave. They go to room. Ravish asks Vividha to sit. He says you would be knowing Atharv medicines and ever detail to take care of them. He shows the files. She looks at him. He says if there is change in medicine, I will inform you. She thanks him and says I am sorry. I know this is tough for you. He says no problem, our marriage was not for a long time, I did not fall in love with you, so just relax, it's good this matter came out soon, else it's easy to fall in love with you, it would have been tough if I fell in love with you. Jaana Nadil Sador plays. He smiles. Vividha goes to Atharv and holds his hand. She says you did as you said, you came back, now see everything will be fine. She cries and says she could not love without him. Sujata tells her not to think of her silence as her forgiveness. She says I did not forgive you, my son needs you. Vividha says I know, wrong happened with you and Atharv because of me, but I will not let wrong happen with Ravish and family, I will make Atharv fine and support Ravish also, even if I have to shatter. She goes. Later, Vividha dines with everyone. Sitaram takes food for Atharv and Sujata. They all hear some sound coming from the top floor. Atharv made the food fall. He says I want to go to her. Sujata asks him to have food. He refuses and says I want to go and meet her first. Sitaram and Sujata try to stop him. Vividha and Ravish see each other. Vividha tries to go. Suman says wait, I will go. Ravish makes an excuse. Sujata calls Ravish and says Atharv is not having food, he wants to meet Vividha, I want to go temple and pray for him, can you send Vividha for some time, I gave him medicines, he will sleep. Ravish says fine. Everyone leave from dining table. Ravish asks Vividha to go to Atharv. Vividha goes to Atharv. Fake Atharv holds her hand and touches her dirtily. She gets away and shouts. He shuts her mouth and tries to molest her. She takes a music drum and hits on his head. She takes a daya and pours the hot oil on his face. He gets his hand in between. He gets away and runs. She cries in shock. Atharv is also there behind the bed and gets up. She sees him and gets shocked. She says he was that man. Atharv asks why are you crying? Ravish comes and sees Vividha crying. He pushes Atharv away. She says Ravish, he did not do anything. Atharv says I did not do anything, bad Atharv did that. She says he is saying true. Sujata comes there. Ravish asks who did this, what happened? Vividha says that man looked like Atharv, like his look-alike, he attacked on me, he is also in this house. Sujata says how can this happen? Vividha says he looked like Atharv, this is truth. Ravish recalls Atharv words. Sujata asks are you sure? Ravish says I trust Vividha, what reason can she have to lie? Atharv was also saying about other Atharv, we did not trust him. Atharv asks shall I beat bad Atharv? Ravish says the frog guy knows you both are also in this house. Vividha says he tried to molest me even last time, that why I said he is not my Atharv, he will use this chance again. Ravish says he is inside the house, take care of Atharv. Atharv tells Sujata that guy have run there, he is there. Ravish goes to check home. Ravish comes in lawn and sees the broken flower pot. Vividha comes and asks did he find anything. He shows her the pot and says I think he has run away. She says I know it's hard to believe, how can anyone look exactly like Atharv, it's true, sometimes I get cheated. Ravish says once we know who is this and how he does this, we should find him first, he used smartness to harm you, I will not let this happen on any price, I mean he is a criminal and needs to be caught. Did you notice anything strange in him? She says I can feel when he looks at me, when he touches me I understand he is not Atharv. He asks her to recall well, if she noticed his behavior or mark on body. She tells him that she has burnt his left hand with Daya, burn mark should be there on his hand. Fake Atharv washes his hand and sees the burn mark. He removes the mask from his face. The episode starts with Ravish telling Vividha that man is very clever, we have to be careful while catching him, that man left hand is burnt. They see Vipul coming wearing gloves in hand. Ravish asks from where are you coming? Vipul says nothing, I was doing some work. Ravish asks wearing gloves. Vipul says yes, I was checking the electric meter, lights were fluctuating. Ravish tells Vipul about the bet and says you have won. Vipul asks him to give money. Ravish asks him to remove gloves and take money. Vipul says fine and forwards hand. Ravish sees his hand clear and gives him money. Vipul gets glad and goes. Vividha asks Ravish will you doubt on your brother too? Ravish asks are you sure about the burn mark? We are trained in army that danger has no face and doubt is out friend, my duty is to keep you safe and I am doing that, come. Ravish tells Vividha that I can leave you alone and take risk, as you are attacked many times, I will stay here. Vividha goes to sleep. Ravish looks on and guards her all night. It's morning, Vividha wakes up and sees Ravish. She asks did you not sleep all night? He says there was no danger movement, but it does not mean danger is gone, we have to be careful. She says I will get tea for you. He says no, I will ask Sitaram to get your breakfast to room. Vividha cooks food along with Suman. Flour gets on her forehead, and Suman laughs. Ravish smiles seeing Vividha. Ravish helps Vividha in the work. Jaana Nadil Sador plays Vividha takes care of Atharv and feeds him food. Atharv dances with her and calls Ravish. Ravish signs no. He looks at them. Vividha cries seeing Atharv's state. Ravish goes. Days pass Vividha sits crying. Ravish looks on. Yuma feeds the cows and asks Dottie to get the grass cut, maybe cow wants more food. Someone passes the grass to Yuma. Yuma says we have to get grass for them from market tomorrow. She turns and does not see Dottie. She says where did Maji go? She goes. Vividha says nothing happened since last few days, it means he knows you are with me all the time, and now he can harm me. Ravish says it does not mean he will not try again, if we try to think like him, he will attack you again. The man applies makeup and fake skin to his hand to cover up the burn mark. Ravish says he will take risk and make mistake again. The man applies Atharv mask again. Vividha gets worried. Ravish asks her not to worry, I am saying he will try, but it's my duty to fail his every attempt. He pacifies her. He says when I get him, even Mirror will not identify him. She asks him to take rest. He says I am fine, till there is danger on you, I will be awake, please sleep. She says it's cold, you take the blanket. He switches off the lights. She sees him and thinks we all are going through tough phase, mostly Ravish, I thought you have to get fine soon so that you can share our pain. Sujata makes a plane and asks Sujata to see. Sujata is sleeping. Someone comes there. Atharv asks Sujata who is it, will he play with me, shall I go to play? Atharv goes towards the door and asks who are you, will you play with me? Atharv opens the door. The man holds the knife and throws at him. Atharv bends to pick the plane and the knife goes over his head. The knife falls inside the room. Atharv wakes up Sujata and says see this flying knife. She worries and asks Atharv not to touch the knife. She calls Ravish. Ravish answers and thinks to send Sitaram. He says I have sent Sitaram out, and goes to see Atharv. He checks the knife. Sujata says if Atharv did not bend to pick plane, he would have got hurt by knife. Atharv asks where do we get flying knife? Ravish asks Atharv are you fine? Atharv says yes. Sujata asks, did the man get angry on you for protecting Vividha, and did this attack on Vividha? Ravish says no, that man focus is on Vividha. He asks Sujata to lock door and not open it. He runs to protect Vividha. The man fake Atharv enters Vividha room. Ravish runs through the corridors. Vividha is sleeping. The man gets a burning cigarette. Ravish comes in the room and calls out Vividha. He sees Vividha missing and gets shocked. Precap, Ravish looks for Vividha. He sees the cigarette there and picks it.